it's Contenta Craftsman here. Welcome to my channel. In today's video I have an easel card to share with you, and today's card I am creating as a Father's Day card, but you can create your card for any occasion. So I will talk you through what you need to create your card. So first of all, you will need a 5x7" card blank. You will also need a piece of card that measures 5x7". And you will need some papers to decorate your card. So today I have taken my papers from the Sentimentally Yours exclusive paper pack, which came with the Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine. And the papers I have chosen today are these papers here. So first of all, I chose this paper here. So this came from this sheet, and all I've done is cut it down. Now, to make it more like a grungy effect, what I did was I've taken some ink pads and I've just sort of stamped them onto the paper just to give it a little bit different effect, as it really did look a bit like this. I'll show you what I did as we go through making the card. I also used this sheet here where I have cut out the clock to use from the paper, and also some little cogs. So I'll just flick quickly through the paper pack. Oops, there's my papers falling off the edge of the desk. And there are really loads to choose from, and that is why I think the magazine is worth a buy to get the paper pack. So there's lots and lots of lovely papers in there, and like I say, the magazine is worth it just for these papers. You did get some stamps with it as well. So that is the paper pad. So without further ado, we shall get started. So first of all, what you want to do is take your 5x7" card. So mine was portrait style, but I'm actually going to do the card landscape. And all I did was I took this piece here and I just folded it over on itself like that, and then back over like that. So we're going to create the start of the easel card like this. So that will sit like that. Then what you want to do is, with your 5x7" piece of blank card, what we want to do is just pop this onto the card like so. And this is where you will either use your glue or your double-sided tape. Grab my glue, and the easiest way I find to do this is to pop the glue onto this part of the card. Then you know you're just getting the glue in the right place instead of popping it onto here where you might go a little bit too far. So we'll now take that, just lie your card flat, line this piece of the card up at the edges and at the bottom like so. Then we will just press this down like so. And we should have now your card like so. So now what I want to show you what I did with this piece of card. So it's paper, sorry. So this started as an A4 sheet of paper, and I cut that down to measure 5x7". So all I did, because the paper was fairly plain. There was a few little bits in it, and all I did was I took a couple of my ink pads and I've just kind of popped little light marks, got the shape of this little ink pad on certain little bits. And I also just took it and sort of rubbed little bits like that. So I did that. Then I took my little brown pad and again I popped a few bits on and also just sort of rubbed here and there on the paper just to give a little bit more of a grungy effect. And I think that's worked really well when I look at what it started out as, just fairly plain, and then it's ended up like this. So what I'm going to do with this is bring my card back in and I'm going to pop that onto the card like so. And what I've also done is when I tore it out the book, I kind of got the ragged edge here, which is what I'm after. And on this side, I've kind of ruffled it up a little bit with my scissors here. So for a better effect, you can just tear little bits and you will get a similar effect. And I want that just to sit onto the top of the card like so. So this piece will also measure 5 by 7 inches. And we're just going to pop a little bit of glue around the edge, around the edges of this paper. I'm not going to pop any into the middle. I sometimes think when you use glue in the middle, your papers tend to get a little bit wrinkled underneath and you can often see the glue even when it's dried. And I'm just going to pop this on like so. And then for the clock, what I did was I cut it out of the paper here and I just backed it onto a piece of white card. And what I want to do here is again pop, so I've got my little sheet here and I just want to add a little bit of ink to the clock just to give it a bit of an aged look. So I think we'll have to pop a bit more on there, mix them together, just I think gives it a little bit of an aged look. Right, I think that looks better like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring my card back in and what I want to do is pop this to the left hand side of the card, but I want to pop it onto some foam pads first. Okay, so I've got my larger foam pads here and I'm just going to pop these around the outside here and then one in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that about, say, about there, like so. What I've done here is I've just taken a little Take Time to Relax sentiment out of the magazine from the paper pack, but it's a little bit too large for the card, so I just want to trim it down a little bit. Okay, so that's made that. I need a little bit more off that side, I think. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut this Take Time to Relax sentiment down to 1 5/8 by 2 inches, and I've cut a piece of green paper down to 1 7/8 by 2 1/4. And what I'm going to do is just stick this with a little border around onto the green paper. Now I'm just bringing my card back in, and I've popped a little bit of glue around the edge, and I'm just going to pop this flat onto the card at the right hand side here. And just by popping it onto the green paper, it just kind of lifts the sentiment away from the background of the paper. So that is how we are looking so far. Okay, so what I've done here is I've taken a piece of 5 by 7 paper, and I've popped some double-sided tape onto the back, and what we are going to do is stick the paper to the inside of the card. Just peel these off for a change. They're coming off first time, which is a first for me. I'm often having to pick at them and I kind of get them off. Just line it up on the inside. So we should now look like that. Okay, so what I've done here is I've taken another sentiment from the paper pack, and I've also taken a piece of the green paper here, and I've just cut round it the same shape, and I'm just going to pop this onto the shape that I've just cut out, leaving a little border all the way around like so. Then what I'm going to do is bring the card back in, and I'm going to pop this onto some foam pads. So I've got my little foam pads here, and I'm just going to pop these around the shape here, and this will act as the stopper for the card. Oh, it's lovely listening to the birds. They're just chirping away there, whistling away. Right, so I'm going to pop this. I think we'll lie this flat. No, actually, I'm going to pop that about there, like so, and that's going to be the stopper. Okay, so I'm just decided I'm going to pop 3 on instead of 5, and I'm just popping a little bit of glue down the side of the largest one first, and I'm just going to pop that about there, stick that one under there, and that is that little bit. Okay, so now I've taken a little Crafter's Companion Dad die, I've cut it in white, and that just makes that stand out. I've then got a little packet of clocks here, and I think I got these from Amazon, and there's lots of different clocks there. You've got a brass or a gold effect, you've got some small ones, it's a different one as well, and a tiny little one there. There's different variety, and I think they're absolutely fabulous. So I think for this one, there's a little anchor appeared. What do I think will tone in nicely now? The gold or I think the silver looks quite nice actually. Gold. Oh, they both look nice actually. Okay, so what I've done is I've chosen the gold one, and I just popped a couple of foam pads onto the back there like so, and I'm just going to pop that onto a little angle about there like so, press that down, and there is my finished card. And how fabulous does that look? So there you can see you've got your easel card like so, and that is the back there, and then we have the front here like this, and that just sits with the stopper to keep the easel up. And how fabulous does that look? It is absolutely gorgeous, and I really love it. So you can either, if you like, you could cut a little sentiment out and pop it inside if you wanted, or pop a little verse there. You also have loads and loads of space on the back of your card, and the card just folds flat to go into a 5x7 envelope, and there you have it. So I hope you have enjoyed my tutorial today, and I hope I've given you some inspiration to make your card. And all of this was made from the paper pad, the Sentimentally Yours exclusive paper pack from the Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine. I'll pop all the links in it below, and the only couple of extra things that I've used was a little sheet of paper, the little clock here, and a blank card, and that was all the extras that I needed. So thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope I've given you some inspiration to create your Father's Day card. If I have, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I would really love to hear from you, and I will be back with another Father's Day tutorial. In the meantime, happy crafting, take care, and bye bye for now.